And welcome to Harvey High School. My name is Van Freeth and I am the high school principal here. We are so proud of the students that have made this great accomplishment to become members of the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society is the leader among organizations and societies that promote appropriate recognition for students who reflect outstanding accomplishments in the areas of scholarship, character, leadership, and service. National Honor Society membership is often regarded as a valid indicator that the student will succeed in life, and particularly in the studies at the post-secondary level. The Honor Society member has already exhibited academic achievement, leadership, honorable and admirable character, as well as service, demonstrating that the member is willing to use talents and skills for the improvement of society. The National Association of Secondary School Principals believes that the National Honor Society has made a positive difference in the lives of individuals and in the spirit of the community and the school. For many students, selection as a member of the National Honor Society is the pinnacle of their achievements in school. This honor recognized throughout the nation as both public recognition of accomplishment and the private commitment to continued excellence on the part of the new member. Because of the importance placed upon this aspect of our secondary school life, local chapters like ours are charged with creating a selection process that conforms to the national guidelines as applied fairly and consistently to all candidates and provides a meaningful recognition to deserving students. Selection to NHS is a privilege, not a right. Students do not apply for membership in the National Honor Society. Instead, they provide information to be used by the local selection committee to support their candidacy for membership. Membership is granted only to those students selected by the faculty council in each school. This is not an election, nor is membership automatically conveyed simply because a student has achieved a specified level of academic performance. Your achievements in the realms of scholarship, leadership, community service, and character are being honored here by your induction in this prestigious society, and I congratulate each and every one of you and your parents. An honor such as this is a wonderful way for the school and the community to recognize and celebrate the choices and sacrifices you have made. At this time, I would like to welcome NHS President Pablo Arredondo.
Before we start off, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. My name is Pablo Arredondo, and I am a senior and president of the National Honor Society here at Harvey High School. I would like to take this time to share some history about the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society here at Harvey High School was created in 1923 and is chapter number 265. The original National Honor Society was created in 1921, making our chapter one of the oldest still active in the United States of America. It was created by school administrators and teachers who felt that students who excelled in the areas of service and scholastic ability were being overshadowed by students who were involved in athletics. Membership into the National Honor Society is an indication of your abilities and dedication to scholarship, service, leadership, and character. The selection process for membership is as follows. A student must achieve a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.3 and be a sophomore, junior, or a senior. Those who have achieved that grade point average are then required to complete a candidate survey. A committee of 5 faculty members review information for the candidate, faculty, staff, and outside sources to determine who meets the NHS 4 key principles. Induction into the National Honor Society of Harvey High School is an honor, and I congratulate this year's inductees. The candle I have just lit is the eternal candle of knowledge. The eternal candle of knowledge is represented in the torch in the insignia of the National Honor Society. It is eternal because knowledge never ends. Knowledge is gained through observation and experience. The four key principles of the National Honor Society, scholarship, service, leadership, and character, all originate from knowledge. Without knowledge, these characteristics would be non-existent. Since all four characteristics draw their strength from knowledge, there will be a speaker representing each of the four characteristics. Our first speaker, William Kalina, will speak about scholarship.
Good evening. Tonight I have been asked to speak to you about scholarship. Scholarship is a journey we take every day. It is our responsibility to diligently dedicate ourselves to the pursuit of knowledge. When we were young children, we often questioned why. Our curiosity about everything in life is unending. The commitment to our own scholarship at this point in our life will be reflected in how successful we are in the future. Scholarship is a commitment to being a lifelong learner, one who values knowledge and never stops questioning why. Induction into the National Honor Society recognizes us as meeting the requirements for membership. This is only the first step to being a true scholar. We must embrace the endeavor of learning forever. National Honor Society values all the scholars here today. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Samantha Tackett, and I have been asked to speak to you about service. The definition of service is contributing to the welfare of others. Serving may take time to achieve, but it can be its own reward in the end. For example, members of National Honor Society here at Harvey volunteer to tutor students after school, give their time to mentor younger children with big brothers, big sisters, serve at summer camps, help run events at other schools, and much, much more. The reason I serve is to make an impact on the world around me and put a smile on someone's face. Each member in the National Honor Society also takes pride in helping others and show this from their personal commitment to completing community service. Not only does helping others make a difference in our community, but it shines through each of us, creating a positive future for everyone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olivia Dickinson, and I am speaking to you about what it takes to be a leader. Leadership is a unique quality that a person has to inspire others. In order to be a leader, you need to be responsible, dependable, disciplined, accountable, and able to take initiative. You can't be afraid to make the mistakes, only to take chances. Leaders accept the challenge of hard work, even in the face of adversity. They do whatever it takes to be successful. Leaders need to be prepared for what the future holds. Others are depending upon the decisions that the leaders make. Leaders set an example for others to follow. As seniors, we are setting the example for all of the underclassmen. Juniors, now it is your turn to rise. Take the step in becoming the next leaders of your school. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marisol Hernandez, and I have been asked to speak to you about character. To me, character consists of 6 different traits: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. All of these traits are introduced to us at an early age by our family, teachers, mentors, and even our peers. But to develop them into a strong character truly takes time and a lot of work. I have learned that it isn't so much what you do when someone is looking, but rather what you do when someone isn't looking that describes your true character. Every action that you take and thing you say is the outward representation of your character, so take good care of what you say and do. Character is achieved, not received. You must work hard to earn a good reputation that is a true representation of your character. I leave you tonight with a quote from Frank Outlaw. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. And watch your habits, for they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce the current National Honor Society members. From the class of 2019, we have Alexis Banco, Olivia Dickinson, Ricora Eccles, Irma Frosto Rodriguez, Lauren Grundy, Diana Gutierrez Navarro, Marisol Hernandez, Samaje Jordan, William Kalina, Maria Lemus Diaz, Fatima Macias Villegas, Omar Morales Pacheco, Anna Omashinsky, Crystal Pillar, Felix Soto Ruiz, and Samantha Tackett. From the class of 2020, we have Shaylee Auburn, Saraí Flores, Cynthia Grimes, Peyton Kalina, Lisbeth Lita Rodriguez, McKenna Markle, Maylee Martin, Jessica Mendoza, Taylor Nichols, Jonathan Serrano Flores, Zipporah Shear, Ricardo Moreno Valadez, and Nathaniel White. Please give a final round of applause to our current members. Now, I would like to introduce our new members. From the class of 2020, we have Alex Barajas, Cameron Chappell, Justin Gliha, Jasenia Guillan. Ethan Hack. Isela Juarez. Marcus Mendez Gibson. Samantha Palma. And Grace Roman. In the class of 2021, we have John Basco, Cecilia Cervantes, Estefania de Jesus, Adrian DePiro, Annika Engelhardt, Connor Hedrick, Damaya Mori, Evelyn Murillo, Morgan Musselman, Andrea Ortega Sandoval, Leslie Ramirez, Thomas Sicker, and Samantha Weber. Members of the National Honor Society, please repeat after me our pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected.
I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be loyal to my school.
I will be loyal to my school.
and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character.
And will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character.
Thank you. Let's give all of our members one more round of applause as they head to their seats. Tonight, I have the honor of introducing our guest speaker, Harvey alumni Lila Kalina. Lila graduated as a valedictorian of the class of 2017 and was involved in numerous activities. She was president of student council, a member of NHS, the volleyball and softball teams, FBLA, concert and honors choir, and an active participant in Harvey's musicals. She is currently a junior at Lake Erie College, where she is majoring in both adolescent, young adult education, math, and minoring in English. Lila's contribution to the community has continued at Lake Erie through her involvement in the Mortar Board, which is a National Honor Society group for outstanding juniors. She's also an assistant coach for both the volleyball and softball teams here at Harvey High School. Please join me in welcoming Lila Kalina.
Good evening, students, faculty, and families, and thank you for providing me with the opportunity to speak in front of you today. As a former graduate of Harvey High School and member of NHS, it is truly an honor to be welcomed here to speak at such a prestigious event. Being inducted into an organization as distinguished as the National Honor Society is a respectable accomplishment, and I congratulate each of the inductees as well as the current members on their achievement. Each of you were inducted into NHS for your exemplary displays of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. The 4 pillars of NHS go far beyond any of the tasks you have accomplished in your high school career. In fact, the pillars can be applied to your daily life in order to assist you in reaching success. Scholarship, leadership, service, and character represent more than the key components of NHS. They represent a way of living in which you can better yourself every single day. As mentioned earlier, I finished top of my class and had the privilege of being one of the valedictorians of the class of 2017. I dedicated a great amount of time to being a scholar and working towards accomplishing my goal of being valedictorian. My high school career was not easy by any means. I was an honors student, I took rigorous AP and college courses, and I had perfect attendance all 4 years. Yes, all 4 years. I pushed myself to be the best I could possibly be academically because I had high standards for myself. I never let myself miss school in fear of falling behind. I challenged myself to take courses that were more demanding intellectually. I wanted to be proud of who I was as a student. My hard work in high school paid off in more ways than I can imagine. When I was a sophomore, I was accepted into the College Credit Plus program through Lake Erie College. For those of you who may not know, the CCP program allows students to take college classes for free through Lake Erie or Lakeland. There are numerous requirements that a student must meet in order to be eligible for the CCP program, and thankfully, my dedication to school made me the perfect candidate. I began taking classes at Lake Erie College during my junior year while still attending Harvey. I took some college classes at Lake Erie and some honors and AP classes at Harvey. The workload was overwhelming, and I often felt as if I was in over my head. Being very active in extracurriculars while attempting to be the best student I could possibly be was challenging. But I persevered and pushed myself through the late study sessions and early mornings that were spent finishing homework or projects. I finished my junior year with straight A's. Naturally, being the overachiever that I am, I decided that I hadn't done enough in my junior year. I felt I was capable of more. So my senior year, I took all but 2 of my classes at Lake Erie. I took 5 college courses, which added up to a total of 18 credit hours. While taking these college courses along with my 2 courses at Harvey, I continued to juggle my various extracurricular activities. I guarantee that the guidance office can still remember my daily mental breakdowns. With it being my senior year, I began to apply to colleges. I had been fond of Lake Erie from the moment I stepped foot on campus my junior year of high school. It is a small campus that provided a close-knit feeling. Oh, and not to mention the fact that it's located in a community that I know and love. I applied to multiple colleges to explore my options, but I ultimately knew that Lake Erie was the perfect fit for me. Unfortunately, Lake Erie is a private institution and it is not cheap to attend there. The cost of tuition was overwhelming and left me feeling like there was no way I could afford to continue my college career there. But I knew that I didn't want to give up on Lake Erie College just yet. Scholarship season came around, and I knew that the only way I would be able to attend Lake Erie was if I earned enough scholarship money to pay off a majority of the tuition. So I began applying. For months straight, I applied to over 20 scholarships. Before I applied to each of them, I asked myself, what will make me stand out from the other candidates? I recalled all of the moments in which I pushed myself to become academically successful. Taking courses at Lake Erie, being involved in numerous extracurricular activities, while attempting to maintain a high GPA, attending school every single day, etc. And so I began listing those moments on my scholarship applications. I made lists, and more lists, of all the reasons I was a perfect candidate for each scholarship. I thought applying for scholarships would be the most stressful part of my senior year. Instead, waiting to hear back from scholarship committees was the most nerve-wracking period of time. I had already signed my intent to attend Lake Erie College because I was given the opportunity to play Division II college volleyball for the Storm. All that was left was to play the waiting game and hope that I could afford Lake Erie's tuition. At the end of my senior year, they held a senior awards banquet where a majority of the scholarships I applied to would announce their recipients. I glanced around at my peers and thought to myself, there's no way I stood out. I'm not that special. The loudspeaker in the auditorium boomed over the crowd who was waiting in anticipation for the scholarship recipients to be announced. One by one, members of each scholarship committee came to the microphone and gave a background of the specific scholarship and what they were looking for in each of their candidates. One by one, they announced the name of the recipient, Lila Kalina. I heard my name over and over again that day as I was called up for what felt like almost every scholarship. My classmates made jokes afterwards, saying that it was the Lila Kalina banquet, not the senior banquet. I lost count of all of the scholarships that I had received that day. More scholarships continued to come after my senior banquet. I earned enough scholarship money to attend Lake Erie College for free. I am currently in my junior year there, and I have not paid a single penny for my schooling. In case any of you are doing the math in your head, I know I would be. I'm a math major, and you're wondering how I'm a junior in college when I only graduated 2 years ago, I earned enough credits through the CCP program to be considered a sophomore when I entered my first year of college. I earned a total of 30 college credits for free before I had even graduated high school. The extra year of college that I had earned has allowed me to explore my options and add to my degree. I am not only a dual major in education and math, but I am also an English minor. I currently have a 4.0 and have had straight A's since I was in the 7th grade. I continue to strive for success academically. Now, some of you may be asking yourselves, how does this apply to me? As I mentioned earlier, the 4 pillars of NHS can be incorporated into each of your lives. For me personally, I have always held scholarship in high regard. I wanted to achieve success as a student more than anything. By investing my time and energy into being a scholar, I have received countless opportunities that have benefited me currently and will continue to benefit me in the future. Education is an important piece in developing a future for yourself. For many of you who are like me, you may already be planning a future in which you attend college to further your education. You may also be wondering, how can I afford college, the way I did when I was a senior in high school? If there is one mindset that I hope each of you have after hearing my speech today, it is that you are capable of accomplishing the goals that you set for yourself, especially in an academic setting, as long as you truly strive to reach those goals. Each of you has the strengths and characteristics that belong to a true scholar. That is why each of you are NHS members. But having those strengths and characteristics does nothing if you do not apply yourself. You must challenge yourself and settle for nothing less than what you set your mind to. Each of you can earn straight A's. Each of you can earn scholarship money. Each of you can attend college if you truly wish to do so. But in order to receive the opportunities and outcomes that you wish for, you must push yourself academically to be the best you can possibly be. So I encourage each of you to hold value in the pillars. For me, it was the scholarship pillar, but for some of you, it may be character. For others, you may place your value in leadership. You could even invest your time and effort into all 4 of the pillars. No matter which pillar you choose to invest your effort into, I hope that each of you is able to see the success that comes from holding yourself accountable. Being a member of the National Honor Society will assist you in improving yourself in regards to the 4 pillars. But it is what you choose to do outside of high school in relation to scholarship, leadership, service, and character that will allow you to reach your full potential. Thank you.
Again, we'd like to congratulate each of you and your parents for this achievement. I would also like to thank Mr. Wright, who's back there, for his advising National Honor Society. As you can tell, this event has been put together pretty classy and organized very efficiently, so we appreciate his efforts in that area. This does conclude tonight's NHS induction. I think if you would like to follow us immediately after in the cafeteria, they do have cake for you. Thanks again, and congratulations, NHS members, you've earned it.